Oh, baby. Yo, what's up, guys? How is everyone doing? Happy Tuesday. What book should we find plays on? Oh, baby. Yo, what's up, guys? Hopefully the stream connection is pretty good. It's my last day. My last day in this Airbnb. But anyways, hopefully we can get in some good bets. Let's see what we got going on here, baby. Let's see what promos are available. Maybe let's start there. And then we can move on to another sports book. What's up, guys? Also, the overnight tennis play. Block X plus 1.5. That ended up cashing. But what do we want to do, man? Let's see what we got going on. Does FanDuel have any good promos? What's up, guys? How's everyone doing? What's up? What's up? What's up? So, let's get into it. So let's see what we got on FanDuel. FanDuel usually has some pretty good promos. So let's see what we can find. Dude, what am I doing, man? Let's go here. Let's put in FanDuel. Oh, shit, man. Let's get in some bets. Okay. We are good to go. So, let's see what we got going on. We can do underdog. We can do PrizePicks. I mean, honestly, whatever sportsbook people want. So, FanDuel has a promo right now. 50% profit boost on a player to go yard. Obviously, that's really good. You could just, if you wanted to, you could just arbitrage bet the promo to make a risk-free profit. But what I want to do is, what do we think about Christian Walker? So there's some good home run value, obviously. Fucking ants all over the Airbnb. Obviously, we want to make sure we're finding value on FanDuel. There's tons of MLB players. There's tons of different dudes we could bet. So this play on Christian Walker looks pretty solid. We're getting plus 430 on FanDuel. I mean, no other books even offering above plus 370. You can see Circa, a pretty sharp book. They do offer two-way markets. The problem with home runs is a lot of these books only offer one-way markets. Could you do Epic Fantasy, the 25% profit boost? We can look at it. Big Al, are we getting a women's in sports betting video with Stephanie? Yo, I just posted it on YouTube. My sister just left. She went home to Virginia. But check this out. I signed my sister up for not all the Maryland sports books, but some of them. But anyways, let me shut up and let's get some bets in. So the first play I'm going to go with is Christian Walker. This looks really solid. This is by far the best play. So we could just run it as a straight bet, plus 645. And again, you could just arbitrage bet it, right? Because you're getting the under at minus 450. Or you could arbitrage bet it with BetMGM, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to say, let's get ballsy. Let's get ballsy. So, damn, dude. Oh, shit, man. So the second best play is Max Muncy. Again, we could run a home run parlay. Every play for this promo has to be a home run bet. And you can run it as a parlay. You can run it as a straight bet. Mike Trout plus 285. Meh. Acuna plus 450. Let's see. So we could run this. Why is this not working now? No, so it actually does only work for straight bets. I lied. So if you want a home run parlay, these appear to be the three best picks available. I'm going to run it, and then I guess we'll find a different play to run with the promo. Shit, dude. So, dude, what the fuck? I thought I would be able to parlay this. Why can't you parlay it? Usually they let you parlay it, but regardless, Walker, Muncy, Ronald Acuna, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to throw the profit boost. I guess you can only use it on straight bets. I'm going to throw the profit boost on Christian Walker plus 645. But anyways, what book do you guys want to look at? I have the 1K deposit bonus on Underdog Fantasy. What should I play? We can look at Underdog. Let's see if there's any value on Underdog Fantasy right now. We can do an Underdog play, although I do think there were some other promos on FanDuel, but I mean, whatever. Let's do this. Let me switch it to Underdog and let's get in some bets. So, Underdog Fantasy. Honestly, it's pretty dry right now. But if you want an Underdog Fantasy play, the best play right now, again, I streamed last night, so some of these plays are from last night, but I assume they already moved. The best play on Underdog appears to be, well, let me make sure. So let's do next 7 days. Let's include the NBA Finals. It is a little beat having 3 days between games, but is what it is. Dude, I can't wait to get home. Oh my God. So the first play we have is Mike Trout over half of a run. Looks solid. So again, Underdog Fantasy. It is a fixed payout sportsbook, and there is some good value available. Yo, so this is me. Alex666, check out this play. Alex666, under 29.5. I mean, again, what's nice about esports is there's, literally a million games every single day. So, more games, more surface area for the sportsbooks to cover. Obviously, easier to make money on. So you can see this is Alex666. Underdog just has his line too high, so this is just right off the Odds Jam Fantasy Optimizer. But what would we want to do? So this would be a very solid 3-pick entry on Underdog. They give you a 6x payout. Again, PrizePicks actually matched this recently. They now give you a 6x payout too, whereas they used to give you worse payouts. So Trout over, under, same payout. Every sportsbook, DraftKings, Novig, peer-to-peer betting exchanges. FanDuel only offers one-way markets on player home runs. But regardless, this is what I would lock in. You guys like it? Has your Fliff cash been taken? What do you mean by that? Have you ever tried Boom Fantasy? Yeah, I have. I used Boom Fantasy for a bit. Oh, I'm an idiot. If you're on YouTube, Twitch has a little bit less of a delay, so maybe check out that. If you're on YouTube, Twitch has a little bit less of a delay, so maybe check out that. But anyways, here's a solid 3-pick entry. So we have Mike Trout over. And then, damn, they already removed. What esports play did they remove? So they removed the play on Alex666. So what I would replace it with, and then this will be all overs. You just want to make sure you get the right game, is this play. So this would be a solid replacement play. Tailed the Underdog play. Thank you. No problem. Yo, what book do we want to do? Could you do better? Please check out Better or Pick 6. Yeah, sure. So let's see if there's any value on Better Picks right now. So Better Picks is, it's just another oh my God. Yo, so there is a lot of value on Better. Damn. Yo, so this play was available on Pick 6 last night. Or it's still available, actually, on DraftKings Pick 6. But if you wanted a better play, should we do a better slip? We'll do a better slip first, and then we can check out another sportsbook. Damn, there's a fair amount of value. Or actually, I think we took Hartenstein under 7.5 rebounds. Chet over 7.5 rebounds. That was the Pick 6 play. This is player points. No, better is ass, not gonna lie. Yo, but anyways, you have Hartenstein under 7.5 points, fixed payouts. All the books have his under, heavily favored. That looks really solid. Obviously, though, it doesn't make a ton of sense to pair Dort or Wallace under, because they kind of compete for points. However, you have Brittany Griner under Griner, not Grinder. I apologize. Brittany Griner, under 6.5 rebounds. That's another solid play. All these books have her under heavily favored. Checks out from a value perspective. But what else do we have? Damn, dude. Scotty over... So I'll just put this play in the chat. Again, unfortunately, this is going to be probably my last live stream in Maryland. So once I get back to Virginia, I'll be able to actually bet on better again. But I can't right now. Yo, so here's the play. It would be a 5-pick entry, 20x payout. 5x payout, or sorry, 5-pick entry, 20x payout. That's like the optimal type of slip on better. And again, they're just charging minus 121 juice, essentially. Like any 5-pick parlay, you're getting a 20x payout. So basically, they're just giving you, 100 to win about 2,000. So basically, they're just charging these DFS apps. They're just like charging the VIG by giving you worse payouts on parlays. So on better, basically any play on the board, if you take iHeart, if you take it to go over, under, whatever, it's going to be the same payout. Yo, send me your Grinder profile. Fuck you, Corey. Yo, no, this is not PrizePicks. This is Better Picks. But anyways, let's see if there's anything else on FanDuel. I thought they had some other promos, but we got to see. So let's see what there is on FanDuel. What other promos did they have? So let's go here. Let's go to promos. Again, I say this all the time. Promos are obviously the easiest money you're going to make sports betting. So they have a 30% profit boost for the WNBA. I can't believe, I'm pretty sad that we're getting into WNBA season. We're about to only have WNBA, but what we can do is try to find a halfway decent play. So I actually noticed on my, when I signed my sister up for FanDuel, on these profit boosts, I can only get $10. She's able to get like 25. So obviously that's a little bit annoying. So what play do we want to go with? So we want WNBA. Let's check out the Fever game first. God damn. What do we think, man? Natasha Howard. So usually I just try to find a spot where, FanDuel's offering a little bit of value. I think Caitlin Clark's still out. So let's see what we have here. So here, FanDuel is a locked market with no vig. Right? This is a locked market. You can get her under at plus 114, betting 100 to win 114. You can get her over on no vig, which is, a peer-to-peer betting exchange. It's legal basically everywhere at minus 114. So again, I'm only able to get $10 on these promos. Alicia Gray under 3.5 assists. That's what we're running for the FanDuel promo. Nobody wants your FanDuel plays. Yo, chill, Aiden. What do you guys want? 2-pick-6 discounts and profit boosts. So again, if you use FanDuel and you use Novig, you could just take this promo and turn it in, to $4 risk-free. If FanDuel lets you bet $25, just hedge on Novig, bet $33 on the under. But honestly, because I can only play it for 10, I could just arbitrage bet it, turn the promotion into $1.60 risk-free profit. That's what I used to do when I started sports betting, but whatever. Anyways, I feel you guys. Everyone wants DraftKings Pick 6. So let's see if there's anything on DraftKings Pick 6. This is, a new fantasy site that has an odd amount of value. And honestly, a lot of value. Yo, so what are you talking about? Oh, shit. So there's a couple discounts on the WNBA on DraftKings Pick 6. Whoa. And then there's a lot of WNBA value. Holy moly. So what are the promos today? So honestly, Well, I guess you couldn't run that. This is what I would run for the, you can't pair just players on the same team. Yo, does this work for the WNBA discount on Pick 6? Again, I'm not going to be able to bet on Pick 6 for a few more hours while I'm in Maryland, but they're discounting Angel Reese 10.5. 2 rebound discount. Again, all these DFS apps, like, you know, they're setting these lines to try to be 50-50. So her line's at 12.5 on FanDuel. I mean, this seems decent. Again, what's annoying about Pick 6, though, is they give you worse payouts when you bet on women. Like, for the MLB and the NBA, a 2-pick entry, you're guaranteed a 3x payout. For whatever reason here, you're only getting 2.5x. The feminists are probably going to be mad about that. So this is what I would run for the Angel Reese discount. Again, you couldn't use this Brianna Stewart play. So it was Angel Reese over in rebounds, Brianna over in RAs. Maybe a little bit of correlation there. I mean, the Liberty are like, you know, I think the Liberty are, and then this is what I would run for the Sabrina promo. The Liberty are 16.5 point spread favorites. So, you know, if the Sky can keep it close, Angel Reese is more likely to go over. You know, Brianna Stewart's more likely to go over. But here's what I would run for the Sabrina discount. Were there any other promos you guys wanted to go through on Pick 6? Again, it's just a little bit annoying. I can't actually fucking bet this shit, but kind of is what it is. I'll be home in a bit. So MLB, what is this? They have 25% profit boosts on Pick 6. So the first play I would run is Shane Smith over 4.5 strikeouts. This looks really solid. Again, every data point you have in the market, this is just right off the OddsJam Fantasy Optimizer. Every sportsbook, you know, has his over heavily favored. And then the other DFS apps like PrizePicks, they just have his line higher at 5. But we got to find 2 picks. Again, on these DFS apps, you can't run straight bets. So you got to get at least 2 picks. So Donovan over, or what do we like, bro? There's kind of 2 options for the MLB. 2-pick entries with a 3x payout are optimal. MLB 3-pick. Do you need 3 picks? Yo, for this promo, do you need 3 picks or can you run only 2? Because if you need 3 picks, I would run this. You're getting a 5x payout, but obviously that's going to go up a lot with the profit boost. But this is what I would run. All overs, all these plays look solid. Especially, I mean, the best play is by far the Shane Smith play. Can you give us a 4-man payout? Can you give us a 4-man so the payout is ass? Nah, MLB, I mean, again, that's kind of the annoying part about Pick 6 is you can't pair multiple sports together. So this is what I would run for the MLB promo. If you try to add in, like, you know, an NHL play, they tell you can't do that. I don't know why, but that's just the way it is. What do you guys want to do, man? Fliff or what? So here's another crossed market. I mean, how much would FanDuel give me on this under, dude? How much would... So they already moved it anyways. Let's see what we got. So Pick 6, there's also a fair amount of NBA value. I mean, we could do an NBA slip, but we could also not do an NBA slip. But let's see. Let's see. I mean, yeah, there's some good value. Again, they're kind of bumping these lines pretty aggressively. But like this play on Tyrese, they lowered his line. I mean, you would think this was like a discount on Hallie. So, honestly, you could just run a little 2-man. Or they have a discount on the NBA as well, but whatever. I'll play that tomorrow. So right now, I mean, again, this line's kind of been bumped. There used to be value on the under. They had his line at like 9.5 or 8.5. I don't think Pick 6, they don't do even numbers. So they'll never have a player at like 8 assists. So PrizePicks has Hallie's line at 8. That is what is fair, right? PrizePicks is pricing this correctly. They have his line at 8. It shouldn't be 8.5 on these fixed payout DFS apps. But again, I don't think DraftKings does round numbers. And you can see here, all the sports books have his over heavily favored. So you could just run a little two-man. But Miles Turner, over 1.5 blocks. I mean, you could also get in a full 6-pick entry. For the NBA, 6-pick entries are optimal. I think I've said that before, but regardless, let's see what the best 6-pick entry would be real quickly. Then I want to move on to another sports book. What book do you guys want to look at, man? So you got TJ McConnell. He played, I think he played until the end of the game yesterday. Or sorry, not yesterday, a couple days ago. So maybe something like this. You could just run the first 2 picks together, or you could go crazy and run a 6-pick entry. I've done videos. I'll post it in the chat. I've done videos kind of breaking down the math behind pick 6. Because again, like if you use PrizePicks, I definitely recommend getting on DraftKings pick 6 because I don't know, man. This book has more value, so probably a better book to use. Alex, how are the ants this morning? I haven't gambled in over 24 hours. I'm about to relapse. That's wild. They're discriminating against the WNBA. I know. I don't know. It's weird, but this is the best 6-pick entry. Take a screenshot if you want to. This is the best 6-pick entry on DraftKings pick 6 right now. This is a sports book. It's only available in Maryland. There is a shit ton of value on it, but, like here you have a big crossed market. So if you use Crab Sports, it's a really soft book. It's only in Maryland, though. But I like to really just, camp on this arbitrage tool. Because, again, either the over or the under. One of those 2 bets has to be profitable. The over at plus 111, the under at minus 108. You could bet both. Guarantee a risk-free profit. So, long story short, Novig is a pretty sharp book. There's about $1,000 in liquidity. Because Novig has no betting limits, they don't limit, right? It attracts a lot of sharp bettors, syndicates, stuff like that. So almost always for soft books, like DraftKings, like Crab Sports, like BetMGM, one thing I do is I really just camp on the ARB tool and take the opposite side to Novig. Dude. Yo, so check out this, though. So we bet. So here you have a crossed market. There's a decent amount of liquidity. Sky is probably the side with value. But I think what I'm going to do... Shit, am I logged into Novig? Let's see. I think what I'm going to do is just arbitrage bet this. I'm going to take the 571 risk-free profit. So you can see here, right? They have such different prices. FanDuel limits me to 318. I'm on a max limited FanDuel account. But the second the game's over... Dude, why is it logging me out, man? Come on. The second the game's over, I'll be 571 richer, which is pretty solid. So where is this shit? Liberty minus 17.5. God damn it. Did it already move? Damn it. It already moved. So I guess I'm just running the Sky side. I was not fast enough because I had to log in. But regardless... Let's see what else there is on, DraftKings Sportsbook. So, this play, for example, DraftKings is crossed with Novig. DraftKings is one of the softest books, easiest to beat. So, I would just run Colin under 15.5 outs at plus money. You can get his over, under at plus money. One of those 2 bets has to be plus EV. Again, DraftKings is a super soft book, so I would just run the DraftKings side. Same thing here. Isaiah Joe, under 1.5 rebounds, run that. Total sets, here, DraftKings is arbitrage to Pinnacle. It's also arbitrage to Novig. So I should actually, again, even if you don't use Pinnacle, it's not a sports book that's legal in the U.S., but it's known to be a pretty sharp book. So sometimes I'll like still filter them into the ARB tool. Because again, I want to see markets that are crossed between DraftKings, whatever. But let's see what we got here. And honestly, DraftKings has a ton of tennis value. Like, what the fuck are they doing here, dude? Arthur Rinderknecht. Every book has the under favored. DraftKings is offering you underdog odds, plus 110. If you were in Canada, you could just arbitrage bet this. But anyways, long story short, there's a shit ton of value on DraftKings. Always. The issue is, it's also one of the softest sports books. Sorry, did you put in a pick 6 MLB play? Yo, what's up, Giovanni? Loading up my underdog account for that 6.5x payout. Yo, shut the fuck up, Jay. Yeah, pick 6 MLB. I mean, there's not like a ton of value available right now. But for the promo, I would run Shane Smith. Just these 3 top plays. I mean, with a 25% profit boost, it's definitely going to be good to go. Sleeper 30% boost. Can somebody send a link of pick 6? Have you ever gotten forced logged out of your PrizePicks? I can't get into my account. I don't think I've ever been forced logged out. But if you wanted an MLB play, these are the 3 best plays with value. Again, I'm not going to be able to use myself pick 6 until tomorrow because of these like bullshit state-by-state regulations. All these books are only legal in certain states, which is annoying, but kind of just the way it is. So DraftKings has a ton of value. A shit ton of value, honestly. Like, you could just fucking pop tennis plays on this book. And honestly, so does FanDuel. So here, decent amount of liquidity. FanDuel is arbitrage to no vig. There's $800. We know one of the 2 plays got to be plus EV. So this is Griffin Canning. You could also get this on PrizePicks. Under 17.5 outs. So they take a max of 122. Okay, whatever, run it. All these books have different, max betting limits. But, like, that's how I made all my money on DraftKings. I swear to God. Just sitting on the ARB tool. Take every crossed market on DraftKings. This. Run them fucking all. Because, again, you have extremely high confidence in your edge. Because one of these fucking bets is profitable. Pinnacle's really sharp. DraftKings is really stupid. So, the value's always basically on the DraftKings side. And, that's how you make money on DraftKings. But your betting limits will get cut down. Pick 6. DraftKings Sportsbook does have limits. Pick 6 does not. But anyways, let's see what else we got. There's a PrizePicks taco. Yo, let me put in PrizePicks quickly again. PrizePicks is not available in Maryland, unfortunately. But here's some good bets. Scott Kingery to get a hit. I mean, honestly, Siakam under 7.5 boards. So PrizePicks now has 6x payout on 3-man. So I would run the PrizePicks taco myself. Take Siakam under 7.5 rebounds. Chet over 1.5 blocks. Checks out from a value perspective. PrizePicks is fixed payouts. Whatever. All the bucks have is over. Heavily favored. But, dude, I'm starving. I'm going to get some food. I'll try to live stream later again. But, yeah. I'm fucking starving right now. So, anyways, I'll see you guys.